Lance was certainly one of the more difficult matchups for Ladiva, but not just because of his pressure, it was his ability to mitigate risk at long range that really made her suffer. Today I'm going to be talking about the changes that specifically affect us Ladiva players. I won't be going over any of his quality of life stuff or anything like that, as I'm not a Lance main and I'll let them handle that side of things. With that being said, let's take a dive into this patch. Increased recovery on close M. Lance is now unable to combo a close M into a close M without a counter hit. So even though the frame trap is still good, it's no longer a coverall for pressure, similar to how our close L to close M used to be, where it comboed and frame trapped. You're going to see a lot less close M run forward close M now, which acted as a means for Lance to reset pressure without taking too much risk. He's now going to have to rely on things like close L, which is still plus on block, combos into itself, or close M for a frame trap. Ladiva has always had a hard time dealing with pressure due to a lack of meterless reversals, so any nerf like this helps skew some of the risk reward when mashing out a button to stop him. It's not going to mean that his pressure isn't good because he still has wreckers, but this definitely helps make it a bit more linear. Added recovery on Jump U. Jump U was a monster versus Ladiva. Our slow anti-air 2H meant that Jump U worked as a dive kick more than anything, going straight through 2H and punishing us. That's not really the case now. The extra recovery means that not only is our 2H more likely to hit him, even if we do whiff, sometimes he won't even be able to get the punish. It was also a tool used to bait grab supers. It's still going to work, but if he guesses wrong, punishing it is going to be far easier on reaction. On top of all of that, this is just a huge hit to his movement options that contributed to making Lance so hard to pin down for us. It's also worth noting that this does have a subtle effect on 2-2H as well, as Jump U is a good option to bait some of our counters. Decreased active frames on 236H or EX Fireball. In my opinion, this is the biggest thing that changes the matchup and almost single-handedly makes it 5-5. In the previous version, if Lance was ever outside of the range of our normal buttons, he would throw out the fireball and it would be immediately his turn. As a consequence to this, it forced Ladiva to play very aggressively, always trying to stay in range of her best normals or trying to make a read with Lariat to punish him. This is what made things like 66H so effective versus Ladiva. It would stop you from running into those positions you needed to be in to play around the fireball. Now, when he does the EX Fireball, we can simply move away, press a button and punish him running in. Don't get me wrong, having a tool that allows you to run 3/4 of the screen safely is never going to be bad, but in reality, for it to be an actual threat to us, he's going to need to do it in Lariat range or with our backs to the corner. Fireballs will no longer come out if the character is hit during startup. A huge change that a lot of the casters received. Before, a lot of the time when you would hit someone with a read with Lariat in neutral versus that fireball, you would end up trading, which although is a net positive for you as it took away a major neutral tool, it didn't really guarantee any kind of pressure or momentum. Also, a lot of the times when he was using it to reset pressure in the corner, even though you could react, sometimes when you would try and punish him, you would get hit by the fireball regardless. I'm not sure why this was in there in the first place, but I'm kind of glad it's gone. Increased 66H startup. As I said before, 66H was a very good tool at punishing you for moving forward at both full screen and mid screen. The added startup means it's now somewhat possible to react with a super and punish, although obviously you would just have to be looking for that. It also means we can dodge on reaction substantially easier now, even if full screen he'll still get his turn because of the fantastic recovery. As a consequence to this, running has become a far more viable option in neutral and we can now work into the corner. I'll leave the Lance players to detail this properly, but it's worth mentioning that this change also meant he's lost some of his combos which are fundamental to him. We'll have to see if other routes are found to make up for this, but right now it's kind of not looking like it. So what is the conclusion here? Well, this matchup just got way easier. The game plan and approach from Lance has become much more linear with the nerf of Jump U, 66H and Fireball. We're no longer going to have to force ourselves into mid-range due to that fireball alone. So things like sitting on our life lead is going to be possible now. He's absolutely still viable versus Ladiva, but he's going to have to work substantially harder. Anyway, that's it from me. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to subscribe for some more content like this. And I hope you're having a great day and take care of yourself.